Hi, this video is going to be regarding our work orders section of the software. So to go to work orders, we have a work orders tab over in the menu here. Just click on that and that'll take you to the overall work orders table. Here you can filter all your work orders by obviously all, what's been scheduled, what hasn't been scheduled, what's in progress, what's been invoiced, what's been completed, what's been canceled or archived. You can click on any one of these columns to sort by status or sort by that. So you can sort by title, status, you can click on it because we have different statuses up here that you can change. So you can change the work order status right from here if you'd like to. You can sort by clients if you'd like to, by title, whatever you'd like. And this view up on top for the columns, you can create your own custom view by going up here in the right-hand corner and create a new list. And then you can select what type, what you want to call it, and what ones you actually want and columns you want in that list. So you can create your own view. You can edit this current default view right from here if you'd like to. Again, you click on that, you can turn on and off different columns because we have a bunch of different columns to choose from, and we also have the drag and drop feature that you can drag and drop the order you want things to appear. So the tan is off, blue is on, and again, you can create your own views that way. To create a work order, you simply just hit the plus symbol to create the work order. You'll give the work order a name. You can select who the client is or the project or both, whichever you'd like. You can put in budgeted hours. You can select the type of work order. So we have 3 types of work orders in the software. We have a client work order, which is kind of designed more for maybe smaller projects or this one-offs that maybe come in to your business, like maybe someone calls to hang a TV or something small. We have project work orders, and project work orders are geared towards the large projects you're working on, and to create work orders for the different stages and sections of the project throughout it. And then we have service work orders, which are for after the fact. So after the project's completed, any kind of service work that you do on the project, you can create a service work order. Again, here's your statuses. You can select if it's billable or non-billable. Again, when you select the client or the project, it will autofill all the address and everything related to that. You can edit any of that if you'd like. You can put in a description. Then you would say add work order, and then it'll just take you right into the work order form itself, which is this. Again, if you do need to do any kind of editing or anything, you can do so from here. If you'd like to print this work order, you can simply hit the print button, and it'll print out the work order if you need to print it. Here's where you can change the different type of work order. Again, you just click on it, do the drop, and if you want to save it, hit the check mark or X to cancel, or you can just click off of it to cancel. This button is a shortcut to the project details page, so you can get right to the project details page. This button is a shortcut to view the client information. Here's the work order title, and again, if you do need to edit anything, you can just click on it. Very simple, make any changes, and then hit the check mark to save it. Here's those hours you put in, and again, if you need to edit anything, you can do so, and just save, and it will edit it. We also have a calculator button, and I'll get a little more into this, but this calculator button will bring over, because as you're adding items, once we get into that, as you add items to a work order, you can put hours associated with it, or the hours from the proposal will come over, a bunch of different ways I'll be showing you in a minute here, and then you can just use that to calculate your hours by just doing that, and it'll do the math for you automatically. You can update the status of the work order right here. So as the work order progresses, the guys can update the status. The guys can clock into a work order, so we can actually track time against this to see if the work order goes over budget or not. They can just simply hit clock in. on this case, because it's a project work order, it already knows the project, so they don't even have to select the project or anything. They just simply select the phase they're working on for that project and say it's final, and they can simply hit start time. And now it is tracking time against the work order, and you can actually see a live running clock right here. To schedule, guys, for this work order, it's simple. You can see in the schedule view here the hours and dates that it's scheduled and who's scheduled for it. To schedule something, just simply hit the plus symbol. Again, it pulls over the work order or the project it's related to and the work order title. You'll select your start date, your end date. You can put in your hours or use the all-day event. You can, select multiple guys to schedule onto it. Again, you can put in a description of this scheduled event, so if you want to get in some more details, there's really no character limitations, and you simply add to calendar, and now this will be added to the work order calendar. If it's a project, if it's service, it gets added to the service calendar actually. And you'll see the different calendars in another video we'll go through when we go through scheduling. If you want to go to the schedule calendar, you can just click on the calendar right here. To edit any of the information of the work order right here, you can just simply click on it. So if you want to edit the email, you can do so. Or if everything's right, you can just leave it. If you do want to add a description, maybe, you could click on that and just add a description, or any internal notes the guys want to add, they can do so. So going down, there's a few different ways you can add items to a work order. But let's start out by if we need to edit a work order. So again, this is permission based to edit a work order, which is this editing button right here, which allows you to delete items from a work order, change the order status they're in. I'm going to start fresh and just clear everything here. But again, like I said, this is just a permission based thing, so I would only give permissions to maybe management to do that. I'm going to hit the back button, then it takes me back into the main item list. So we can add items by clicking the plus symbol right here, and then we're going to select, do we want to add items from a proposal, from the product library? Remember those checklists that we had, so we can add a full checklist to a work order, or do we just want to create individual task items from scratch? So let's just go one by one. So if we did a proposal, it's then going to pull up an option to choose the proposal you want to add it from. So you're going to select the proposal. It then brings this view up to list basically by location all the items inside that proposal. And then you can check one by one if you'd like, or you can click the whole location and just add the entire location. You can uncheck items if you change your mind. Whatever you want to do here. So maybe you want to just grab all the final items for the great room, so you can uncheck the trim and the pre-wire ones. Hit add to work order, and now it added all those items onto the work order. It does list the location it's in right here in parentheses. It does list the quantity of that particular item. It says the phase right here and the hours that were associated with that item from the proposal. If the guys are having any kind of issues or need to make any kind of notes per item, they can do so. If they simply hit the plus symbol right here and expand it, they can add notes. Like say they're having issues installing this Integra receiver, they can hit the plus symbol here under notes. Say the receiver doesn't fit in the cabinet, and they can save it. And then it does add a little icon, so the project manager, when he's inside this work order, can see that there's a note added to that. And if they even wanted to take a picture of the cabinet or of the device, they can do so, or any kind of documentation, because you can add attachments by just simply hitting the cloud feature. Go to your files, grab what it is, and upload it. And now that's been uploaded. And like I said, that could be a picture or whatever it may be. And now you have a notification that there's an attachment for this line item also. So you know that. So again, great way for communication between the field and the management. As the guys do finish the items on here, well, we can continue going on to add more items. So now we can actually, besides proposal, select a product from the product library. So you hit product, the product library choice pulls up. Again, you can use our search feature and start typing. Say you want the C2N amp 6x100. We have this little line card pop up, so the guys know this is the right piece that they want to bring over, and they can simply add to work order. It now gets added to the work order. You can see it down here. It also pulled over the labor phase and the labor hours with it. Like I said, you can actually choose one of your checklists. So when you select checklist, your drop down to choose from all your different checklists are right here. So if we wanted to use that QC checklist, we could select that, and then you could select the phase you want it for and add it to the work order. And then you can just do individual items one at a time and select the phase, and you can even put in hours if you want to with that. So if you wanted to add hours, you can do so and add it to the work order. And now that's been added to the work order also here. As the guys do finish things, they can check things off. And so you can see the status of the work order. And as they do check things off, it does stamp who checked it off, the date and time it was checked off, marked complete, so there is accountability there. If this was a service work order, you can add a service repair ticket for something. You can see all the service repair tickets related to this work order. To add a service repair ticket, to simply hit the plus symbol, and it'll pull up and add a service repair ticket. We'll get a little more into those in another video. We have an invoice section, so you can see all the related invoices regarding to this work order. And again, you can add an invoice against this work order by simply hitting the plus symbol. And we'll go through invoices again in another video in detail. And you can also see, if this is a project work order, you can see all the related work orders to this project right from here. You can select all, you can filter by project, and you can filter by service. And these are all clickable, so you can go into them and see the details of those. Also on a work order, the guys can get an electronic signature, so they can get it signed off and they can save the signature then for that. And that is how you create a work order in Projects 360.